Hey everybody, Robin here from Haney's Gaming doing another guide for the Elder Scrolls Online. In this video I'm going to do my tips for beginners guide, which is going to help you beginners out and get you started out in the right direction. So I've been playing this game for about a week and a half, maybe two now, and I played the betas and I got a few good tips that I'm going to share with you guys today. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is avoid repairs when you're leveling. What I mean by this is you don't have to, let your gear turn to crap and whatnot, but kind of wait your time and wait until you get better gear and stuff like that in the next upgrade, because honestly, like, you're gonna get a lot of new stuff as you level, so like repairing your gear quite frequently is kind of waste some money. I mean, it all depends. Like, if you find something you think you're gonna keep for a while, then that's great, you can repair it. But if you got leggings that aren't the greatest and you're probably gonna get better leggings 15 minutes later, there's no point in repairing it. So just keep that in mind. That's one tip I'm going to give to people. And like I said, if you find something you think you're going to keep for a while, it's really good, then it's worth repairing it. But for other things that you're just kind of keeping temporarily, or you're looking for something better, only repair it if you think it's really going to make a difference. Maybe you're doing like a tough boss fight or something like that, or maybe at the start of a dungeon run or something like that kind of thing. The second tip I'm going to give to you guys is always make sure that your auto loot is turned on. Always. I mean, the whole point of auto loot is so that you can get a lot of great stuff, you can sell it, you can get better crafting recipes and other items like that. Like, you always want auto loot on. I just find that it's so much easier, and especially when you're leveling a lot, you want to get as much stuff as you can, because even if you don't want it, you can sell it, trade it, or put it in the bank. So always make auto loot is sure. Can't even talk today. Always make sure auto loot is on, and if you guys want, you might want to get an add-on that displays what you pick up. If you don't know how to do that, do not worry, I will be making a guide soon, and when I do, I will post it in this video so you guys can check out how to put add-ons to your Elder Scrolls Online. Third tip for you guys is to always carry lots of lockpicks. As you go questing and you travel and whatnot, you're going to notice that there's a lot of treasure chests popping up. And you want to have lockpicks because you're going to break them, especially when you get the harder ones. They're really hard to pick, some of them. So you always make sure you have extra ones. They're cheap. They don't cost lots. Usually you can find them. So, I mean, just always make sure you have some, because the loot in some of those early treasure chests are really good, especially as the difficulty goes up. So that's something you always going to want to make sure you have with you. Fourth tip for this beginner's guide is to make sure you loot all sky shards. This is extremely important. I mean, unless you don't like to have skills. Sky shards are great. Every 3 you get a free level, and that's awesome for your character. So make sure you search and find, you can always get maps and all that. Like, go online, look up maps, look up sky shard locations. Maybe I'll do a video eventually when I get around to it. But for now, just go on the internet, go on YouTube, look up guides for all the sky shard locations, and make sure that you get them, because they're going to give you skill points and make your character that much better. The next tip I'm going to give you guys is something that I know a lot of people don't seem to notice, but it's pretty good, and it's going to help you guys out, especially later on in the game when you get to the end. And this is using multiple armor types for the game. So as you guys might be aware, if you played Skyrim or any of the other Elder Scrolls Online video games, you'll notice that if you're wearing a piece of heavy armor and somebody hits you, you're gonna get you're gonna level up your skill in that heavy armor. Now, if you're wearing light armor as well, you're gonna get points for light armor as well. So what you want to do is try to make it so that you're wearing at least one piece of every piece of armor early on, just so that you'll get those skill points, so that later on in the game, you're near the end, it's going to be so much more easier to pick your desired armor. So like, you don't have to go one by one leveling them all at once. If you keep one piece of armor and kind of wear it like that, you're going to level them all up at once, and it's just going to be so much quicker. The next tip kind of goes hand in hand with wearing the different armor types, and that is hotbarring different skills from your multiple trees. So what that means is, even if you don't use a skill from a particular tree, try to put it in your hotbar, because anything that's in your hotbar is going to get leveled as you go through your quest and you gain experience points. I don't know why it's like that, but you can put a skill that you don't like. Let's say you have a skill in restoration tree, but you don't use restoration at all. You know what? Put at least one of them in your hotbar, so that you'll get the skill points, you'll level up. Even if you don't use it, it just makes it so much easier, especially in the end game, where you can try different builds. And because you don't know what you want yet. Maybe you figure out you might want to make a healer later on, but instead of going all the way back and doing everything over again, you'll kind of have most of it already unlocked. So that's something just to keep in mind as you're building your character. My last tip in this guide is kind of a two-part tip, and I'm going to show you. The first thing you want to do is, if you enter a city, make sure you loot everything you can, whether it be crates or anything like that. Loot as much as you can. You might want to think about leveling provision, because it's one of the best skills in the game. I mean, I have a video on how to level that I put out, and it's really, really, really good. It's one of the best skills to level, and all you got to do is you got to loot things you come across, and it's great. So I recommend you guys check that out. The other thing you want to do is look for bookcases and all that, because they're going to make you level up super, super, super fast, and it's not going to cost you anything, and it's going to save you a heck of a lot of time. So do those two things, as long as the other things I explain in this guide, and you should be off to a pretty good start. So that's all for my beginner's guide. It's short and sweet, but it's going to show you a couple tips that you're going to want to learn early on to get your character leveled up fast, and reduce the time you spend not knowing what you're doing. And I hope this guide helps you. If you think there's something you want to add to it, if you want to share your comments, leave a comment in the comments below the video. If you like the video, you want to see more, consider subscribing to my channel, or liking the video, or sharing it. If you guys need help, you can always PM me, message me on YouTube, and I would do my best to give you guys what you want. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time, and good luck with the Elder Scrolls Online.